What's up, ballers? Jacob here with AllDriveNoDrop, talking about the control Forzas today from Volair Pickleball. Very excited to talk about these. Volair was one of the first companies I did a review on when I started YouTube. So excited they have a new launch. Make sure you subscribe right now because we do have a giveaway. So go ahead and click that button. More to come at the end of the video. So $180 for one of these after the code AllDriveNoDrop. We are going to get into the specs. I will talk about how these compare to what I think would be a comparable paddle. So for this, Control 2, I know a lot of people have been asking how it compares to the Apollo, and of course I'll talk about it compares to the older Mach 2 Forza and of course the Mach 1 Forzas. And then for this, I think it compares well to the double black diamond, which helps a lot of people that have hit with that. So we'll talk about that. Let's get into the specs. We'll go into the gameplay, talk about how these compare to other paddles, and then we'll wrap that up. Let's go. Okay, quick rundown on the Volair Control 1 Forza. It is a thermoformed unibody with perimeter edge foam. It's a hybrid shape. It is aramid facing. You can get that in blue or green. And basically, that's just a generic version of Kevlar. The dimensions are 16.35 by 7.5 inches, 16 millimeter core, average of 8.1 ounces, and mine came in at 8.1, handle length of 5.5 inches, grit circumference of 4.25, swing weight of 115, and a twist weight of 6.33. Now, the Control 2 Forza, and both of these come in blue or green. Same construction, but this is in the wide body shape. So you get that 15.88 by 8.112 inches. Really enjoy this version of a wide body shape from Volair. And then 110 swing weight, 7.34 twist weight. Let's talk about my weight setups for these first, and then we'll talk about how they perform on the court. Let's talk about the weight setups I used on the Control 2 Forza and the Control 1 Forza. For everything I use for weight setup, I use the Bodhi tungsten tape, either the 0.5 gram per inch or the 1 gram per inch, and I wrap it with the Bodhi Ultra Tack grip, just the right level of tackiness for me, and a ton of great colors. So check out the discount in the description if you want to get any grips or tungsten tape. But anyway, I tried right here, I tried the 0.5 gram per inch strip right here. I ended up going right here. I went with 3 inches of the 1 gram per inch strip, right above that bottom corner where it says 16 millimeter, all the way up to right where it starts to curve. Doesn't need stability, just wanted extra power, and that's what I did also with the Control 1 Forza. I went with the 1 gram per inch strip, starting a little bit above that 16 millimeter, going up to where it starts to curve. That helps add a little bit more power, which is the weakest point of these paddles, which we'll talk about in the gameplay. So let's get into that. All right, let's talk about how the Volair Controls 1 and 2 perform on the court. They are both control paddles. That doesn't mean you can't be offensive with these because they both have decent pop, especially the Control 2. So let's talk about the Control 2 first. I like both of these, but some subtle differences with the two. So Control 2 compared to its its predecessor, the 2 Forza 16 millimeter, it's slightly stiffer, not really that much stiffer. Still really good at not feeling the vibration in it. You can just feel a little bit of more stiffness from the Kevlar, which gives it a little bit more pop and also gives it a little bit more power. So if that's what you were wanting for an upgrade on your Mach 2 Forza 16 millimeter, this does the trick. It gives you a little bit of upgrade on those. The spin is even better, if you can believe it. So like the Mach 2 Forzas and the Mach 1 Forzas were on a lot of top tier spin lists. These are even better. Oh my gosh, like your drips and your drives and your drops are just super crisp with that spin. So easy, especially with the control, and the sweet spot size on the Control 2 is huge. So dinks, all your touch shots, and even your drives when you're just looking to pick your spots, feeling really good. Resets on it are a breeze with that sweet spot, and that pop helps a little bit get some of those back a little bit easier. And everything around the net, good touch, good speed ups with this. So the one place it's lacking is a little power. Definitely a power upgrade compared to the Mach 2 Forza 16 millimeter and the Mach 2 Forza 14 millimeter, but still definitely not on the greatest power end, but it's you know, just below average, I would say. So now we'll go into the Control 1, which is, you know, a long hybrid shape just below that elongated. And this one, I got the best spin with it compared to the Control 2. I mean, it was really close, but it just seemed like there was a little extra gear I could get with that spin on some of the drops and the drives. So this one has a little bit more power than the Control 2, but a little less pop, and is also very soft as well. You know, not as soft as the predecessor Mach 1 Forza, but pretty darn close. So loved it as a control paddle, you know, just the same as the Control 2. Great sweet spot for the shape, great touch, just lacking a little power, lacking a little pop, but enough to get the job done. If you add some weight, we'll talk about my weight setup. I think these benefit a lot with weight. They're both super stable paddles. They don't need weight for the stability. They just need weight for extra power if that's what you are looking to get out of these. But awesome control paddles with elite spin, amazing sweet spots, and just, you know, sacrificing a little bit of that power and pop, but more pop than the Mach 2 and Mach 1 Forza. So that's how they performed on the court. Let's talk about how it stacks up against the Apollo, the Control 2. A lot of people have been asking me about that, so I'll talk about how it compares to the Apollo if you're looking at that comparison. So let me quickly talk about how these paddles compare to their predecessors, the Mach 1 and Mach 2 Forza. Basically, they are getting a power upgrade, a pop upgrade, and they're getting a little bit of a spin upgrade, which you wouldn't even have thought was possible because the old ones already had a ton of spin. So just pure upgrades, in my opinion, on the old ones, unless you really, really, really don't want the pop. In my opinion, these are just pure upgrades on those. So a lot of people are already asking me how this compares to the Apollo. So I think that the Volair Control 2 Forza on the face is just a little bit poppier. You might be able to generate a little bit more pop with the Apollo if you generate a lot of hand speed, because it is a little bit more maneuverable. But this has more power, it has more pop, and it has a little bit more spin and a little bit less maneuverability. So if you're looking just purely on price point, then, and you're really like, if the performance is close enough, then yeah, the Apollo is fine to go with. But if you are looking for the best performance for a control paddle with a little bit more aggressiveness with that pop, then I think the Control 2 Forza would be a clear winner in that aspect. If I were to pick either of these paddles right now, I would have to pick this one if I were going to choose between the two. Now, for the Control 1 Forza, I'm going to compare it to the 6.0 Double Black Diamond because I just see that asked every time I'm doing the video, and it seems to be one of the more popular ones that people want to reference to. Prices pretty similar, 162 and 180 after the discounts, so pretty close there. And then we're talking about the 6.0 Double Black Diamond swing weight 114, this one 115, close. And then this is a little bit more stable than the 6.0 Double Black Diamond. And then this has more pop and it has more power. So, and more spin. So I think that this is just a better version. Well, it's just a better paddle overall than the 6.0 Double Black Diamond. Why would I choose the Black Diamond, Double Black Diamond over the Control 1 Forza? I would choose it for maybe some of the looks, because they have a whole bunch of different options. Or I just wanted a less poppy paddle. So that, I mean, and these both aren't extremely poppy anyway. Like this is, you know, average pop for a Gen 2 thermoform paddle, and this is like right around there. So that's my comparison to these two. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Okay, so to wrap it all up, in a sea of power paddles, Volair has chosen to go with control. I guess that just seems to be their motto. They make some of the best control paddles around, and they've continued to do that. So the price point is 180 after code AllDriveNoDrop. Price point starting to creep up there a little bit. But I think these are some of the best control paddles on the market, especially the Control 2 Forza, which would be my favorite of the two. I think that their shape for this wide body is really, really good. It, you know, with that elite spin, the huge sweet spot, the upgrade in the power and pop, still, you know, still not powerful, but enough power to get the job done for many. This is going to be an amazing control paddle for those that want it. And then if you want it in the hybrid form, then the Control 1 Forza is going to be a good one for you too. So if you are looking to go away from the power paddle trend and you're looking for a premium control paddle, Volair has done a great job in offering that to you. Now, if you want to enter the giveaway, follow the instructions on the screen. And please tell me if you've had any experience with these control Forzas yet, or if you're looking forward to them, or if you look to see any other comparisons I can make in the comments. Go ahead and ask me the questions there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Go play some pickleball.